Live from downtown Vancouver at the Vancouver Film School campus, it's time for EP Live. Hey, welcome to EP Ed. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool, and we are going to have an awesome EP Live today. We've got a great guest with us. Rod Ferguson is here from the Coalition. I'm so excited about that. We have a live event space that you can come and watch the show in person and come down and meet some of the guests that we bring through the show and play some of the games that we get to put up on these screens beside me, and we would love for you to do that. It's at 390 West Hastings Street in Vancouver, BC. Of course, the caveat is you have to be in Vancouver. But hello, everybody watching this on the internet. Thank you for taking the time this next hour and a bit to watch this episode and to learn a few things about cool things and to have some fun. We're going to dedicate this episode of EP Live to Albert Finney, who passed away, an incredible actor who has given us many fantastic performances. One of my favorites is in Miller's Crossing, the Coen Brothers classic. You have to watch that film. It's amazing. And also, I'm going to give a shout out to some new or renewed members. Walker, Texas Ranger, love your show. Chris Sampson, Spencer O, and Chris Koski, thank you so much for supporting EPN. Let's get started with your rundown. It's unclear if we'll ever get another Witcher game, but that hasn't stopped Geralt of Rivia from taking on another game franchise. Capcom has launched a new crossover event for Monster Hunter World that brings the Witcher hero, Geralt, into the game. He'll join forces with the Monster Hunter characters for new quests, complete with Witcher-inspired monsters, weapons, and gear. The event is available for free on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and will hit the PC soon. As for the Witcher games, it's unclear if developer CD Projekt Red will ever make another one following a legal dispute between them and franchise creator Andrzej Sapkowski. Did I get that right, Blake? Yeah? Oh my God. In the meantime, fans are getting a live-action Witcher show from Netflix starring Superman actor Henry Cavill. That lands later this year. I think CD Projekt Red and Andrzej Sapkowski are going to solve their issues, and we are absolutely going to see more Witcher games from CD Projekt Red. They have to get the awesome Cyberpunk game out first, but we are definitely going to see a lot more of Geralt of Rivia. I mean, we're seeing him in other games, so this character is, I think, an ever-present part of video game culture. They're not going to make that disappear. I mean, they're making a TV show right now, you know, with Henry Cavill, who looks a little bit weird in all the makeup and wigs he's got going on with that thing, but we'll see. Maybe it's going to be great. He's got the muscles, though. Have you guys seen that picture that he took with the Superman statue? It's like more muscles than the statue. It's kind of creepy. All right, the new Titanfall spin-off Apex Legends is turning into an even bigger hit than expected. Following the game's announcement and release earlier this week, Respawn Entertainment and EA have announced that it earned more than 10 million registered players in its first 72 hours. They had initially announced that it broke 1 million in its first day, so 10 million in 3 days is 10 times more impressive. That's some math for everybody out there. Apex Legends is a battle royale game similar to Fortnite or Battlegrounds, but set in the Titanfall universe. It marks the first big release since Respawn was purchased by EA earlier in 2017. And a little bit later on in the show, we're going to find out about the big announcement of the Gears Battle Royale mode that Rod's going to tell us all about, which is going to be awesome. Am I surprised by the success of this game? No, I'm not. I think people are definitely hungry and ready to try free-to-play experiences. We're seeing great success with companies testing things out there and just saying, do you want to do this? It was a nice way to reveal that, too. The surprise was cool. And the game is tight. It's fun to play. Respawn doesn't make bad things so far, knock on wood. And I'm excited to see what happens with this game. I definitely want to see Titanfall 3, and we've heard that Star Wars from them is coming out this year, and I've heard some great things about it that I can't tell you guys. But I'm super excited for Respawn. That's very, very big news, and they deserve it. It looks like Disney hasn't completely severed ties with Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn after all. Despite Disney's abruptly firing Gunn last year, the upcoming third film will still use his original script. That's according to Star-Lord himself, Chris Pratt, who tells MTV News that they're going forward with the Gunn script, which he completed before Disney fired him from the directing job. Several Guardians cast members, like Dave Bautista, threatened to quit if they didn't use the Gunn screenplay, so it appears Disney has been listening. All the cast members have publicly encouraged Disney to rehire Gunn as a director as well, so we'll let you know if the studio changes its its mind. I mean, that's definitely step one on the right things to do. I think, Gunn has publicly apologized. All of the cast members have really rallied around him. I know it's a tough thing for a publicly traded company like Disney to kind of, make peace and make amends with something so controversial as what Gunn had tweeted previously, but I think for the good of the franchise and for a story of redemption, I think it makes a tremendous amount of sense, which is what I've said before the Guardians of the Galaxy storylines have all been about. These were completely awful characters that together became a force for good. And I think you could say that about, people building things sometimes. I think there's some analogies, some parables to be made there. And any way you slice it, Gunn is a tremendous filmmaker, and he made 2 fantastic Guardians movies. It's kind of, it is really sad if he's not going to be making the 3rd. All right, now after almost 8 years on store shelves, the Nintendo 3DS still has plenty of life in it. Nintendo plans to continue supporting the aging handheld device, despite the rise of the console handheld hybrid, the Switch. Company president Shuntaro Furukawa made the announcement while speaking with investors, saying that despite declining sales, the 3DS still has a place in the market and can exist at a lower price alternative to the Switch. That means we'd expect new 3DS games, although how many and how big they'll be has yet to be determined. Nintendo had initially planned to begin phasing out the 3DS in 2017 before extending it into 2018, so now there's no telling how much longer it will be around. You know what? I've started to carry the 3DS around with me a little bit recently, and one of the main reasons why is that it will play a lot of my old DS games, which I feel we're moving, so quickly in the game space, we kind of forget to look back sometimes and play some great titles that we may have skipped over. And I think it's pretty phenomenal that you can play not only the huge library of 3DS titles out there now, but also a great back catalog of DS cartridges. And there were some excellent games on that platform as well. So the 3DS is kind of like a link with this cartridge format that is going to go extinct when the 3DS finally is laid to rest. There's been some great experiences on this platform. But yeah, it's time for, I think, Nintendo to kind of shift its focus to the Switch for most of its game design and gameplay features, and make that a new sort of era of Nintendo where they're only thinking about one machine, which is going to be very good for all of us.